Well, the companies covered by the European Emission Trading Scheme emit around 4 to 5 million tons of carbon a year. But Belektron is much more than Slovenia. We are a European trading house. We have clients in every single European country. So for the Europe market is quite big, and there are opportunities for every company that is professional, and you don't need to be incorporated in London or in Amsterdam, and we are proving that.
There often seems to be a split between the east and west of Europe in terms of perceptions over the kind of energy trajectory and the kind of penalties that are being imposed on different countries across the European Union. I mean, from an Eastern European perspective, do you think that sort of carbon trading and the way that the I guess quotas have been divided up, is that fair from an Eastern European perspective?
It's difficult to say for me, especially because Slovenia has always taken a more, if you want to call it that, the Western approach. So we are always in the camp of Western countries, supporting tougher goals and higher targets. And I support that. I mean, I also understand that many other Eastern European countries, such as Poland, have issues with their industrial sector, and they are very much rely on coal power generation. And this is something that obviously needs to be taken into account. And this is being done by the European negotiating process. So at the end, everyone is happy and everyone gets the result that they can live with.
What for you was the big problem with the European carbon market, and do you feel that as a result of recent negotiations, has that been resolved?
Actually, I never really saw a big problem. What is being overlooked is that the main goal of the emission trading scheme, which is the reduction of emissions, was achieved before the target date, and was achieved with much lower costs than originally anticipated, and that was reflected in the low carbon price. So for me, European carbon market is a story of success, and
others would argue, such as Minister Korolek in Poland, that was achieved at the expense of European industry, and the emissions trading scheme pushed out carbon leakage, pushed out heavy emitters to other parts of the world.
I would disagree. Okay, it's fair to say that a lot of the emission reductions were a result of the economic crisis, economic turmoil we all went through. But I would not say that emission trading scheme pushed companies out. As we know, through carbon leakage, most of the sensitive industries get all their allocation for free, or at least that was the case. We know that a lot of industrial sectors made the majority of their profits based on the sales of surplus emission allowances. So I think what's true is just the opposite.
And in terms of your company, do you see a global framework for carbon markets emerging? We have these various regional schemes, but they all seem to work on different baselines. They have different names for their credits, and we have different prices around the world. Where's the common ground? Is there a common landing ground in the next decade or 2 decades to bring these together?
I think we need to be realistic. 20 years ago, no one could imagine that there will be a market in emission allowances. We came a long way. We saw CDM, which was kind of a prototype of a global market. Unfortunately, it has not yielded expected results yet, but it was a test. We look forward to the COP meeting in Paris this year, and we think some sort of a global agreement will come. The question is when, how long it will take. Yeah? But again, 20 years ago, no one could envisage emission trading scheme anywhere. Who knows what happens in the next 20 years, where we will be.